All right, Shalom Lakar, Samata Yahweh. I want to give all praises up now. Yahweh, Allah, Throughout the Yahweh, now Yahweh, Hashem, Mashak Yahweh, Kodashim Shah Yahweh, Shalom, Bahasham, Yahweh, Katuah. This is going to be from the Zondervan Compact Bible Dictionary. I'm going to the word Pharisees. Pharisees. It says, of the three prominent societies of Judaism at the time of Christ, Pharisees, Sadducees, and Essenes. The Pharisees were by the far the most influential. So it said the Pharisees was most influential group. It says the origin of this most strict section of the Jews, Acts 26:5, is obscure, but it is revealed the organization came out of the Maccabean revolt, 165 BC. There was, however, a group of Jews resembling the Pharisees as far back as the Babylonian captivity. The name Pharisee, which in its Semitic form means the separated ones, separatists, first appears during the reign of John Hyrcanus. Generally, the term is in the plural rather than the singular. They were also known as the Chasdeum, meaning love of God or loyal to God. They were found everywhere in Palestine, not only in Jerusalem, and even wore a distinguishing garb so as to be easily recognized. According to Josephus, their number at the zenith of popularity was more than 6,000. Because of the significant role of the Pharisees played in life of the Lord and apostles' knowledge and character and teachings of this group is of great importance for the understanding of the New Testament. They are mentioned dozens of times, especially in the Gospels, and often form the foil of fabric of the works of words of, it says, Jesus. They became a closely organized group, very loyal to the society and to each other, but separate from others, even their own people. They pledged themselves to obey all facets of the traditions to the minutest detail and were sticklers for ceremonial purity. They even vowed to pay tithes of everything they possessed in addition to the temple tax. They would not touch the carcass of a dead animal or those who had come in contact with such things. That's the Torah. They had no association with people who had been defiled through sickness. In truth, they made life difficult for themselves and bitter for others. They despised those whom they did not consider their equals, and were haughty and arrogant because they believed they were the only interpreters of God and His Word. The doctrines of the Pharisees included predestination. They also had laid much stress on the immortality of the soul and had a fundamental belief in spirit life, teachings which usually cause much controversy when met the Sadducees, who just emphatically denied them. Being people of the law, they believed in final reward for good works and that the souls of the wicked were detained forever under the earth, while those of the virtuous rose again and ever migrated into other bodies. Josephus, Antiquities 18:1 and 3 and Acts 23:8. They accepted the Old Testament scriptures as fostered the usual Jewish messianic hope, which they gave a material and nationalist twist. It was inevitable, in view of these factors, that they bitterly opposed, it says, Jesus and his teachings. If they despised the Herods and the Romans, they hated Jesus' doctrine of equality and claims of messiahship with equal free, which they don't understand that. That's talking about the northern kingdom, southern kingdom. The picture of the Pharisees painted by the New Testament is almost entirely black. Right? But the discriminating Bible student should bear in mind that not everything about every Pharisee was bad. It is perhaps not just to say all Pharisees were self-righteous and hypocritical. Many Pharisees actually tried to promote true pity. What we know as Phariseeism from the New Testament was some degree a generation of Phariseeism. It says Jesus condemned especially their ostentation, their hypocrisy, their salvation by works, their impotence and loveliness. Not always Pharisees as such. Some of the Pharisees were members of the Christian movement in the beginning, Acts 6 and 7. Some of the great men of the New Testament were Pharisees. Nicodemus, John 3 and 1, Gamaliel. Paul does not speak the name Pharisee with great reproach, but a little title of honor. For the Pharisees were highly respected by the masses of Jewish people. When Paul says he was in the matter of the law of Pharisee, he did not think himself of a hypocrite, but claims the highest degree of faithfulness to the law. In a similar manner, church leaders today might say we are Pharisees. Much of the modern scholarship, however, has cast the Pharisees into two favorable alike. Alright, so all praise to Yahweh.